Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Roots to My Curves. My name is Terry and Marie, and I'm so excited for today's topic. Actually, I'll begin a little personal with you as I share with you some of my struggles and stories surrounding self-love and becoming a more confident woman. Right? So I really want to take today to explain to you the idea behind Roots to My Curves and the reason for this brand. So one thing I have learned about myself over these few years that I'm very passionate about encouraging women to fall in love with themselves, all of themselves. So why the name Roots to My Curves? Well, one thing I learned and through my own little journey of self-love was that I needed to fall in love with myself from a very natural state and also fall in love with my body the way it is and being able to embrace it and love it. And let's be honest, ladies, it is so hard out here for a woman, right? We are constantly being sold this image of what it means to be beautiful. We are constantly being told that we need to have our waist snatched, our eyebrows on fleek, our highlight popping. And it's like, what if I don't have all of that? What if I don't have a Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, J-Lo booty? Like, what if I don't? So I'm not beautiful because I don't have that? Or I'm not attractive because I don't have that? Like, I don't got time for this, right? And then we're telling these young girls as well that this is what it means to be beautiful. And it does not help that the boys out here, this is what they like or what they think they like. I don't know. That's another conversation for another day, right? And so we're telling young girls that this is what it means to be beautiful, that you need to have this, you need to look like this. And we have women, grown women out here getting all this work done, but injections, liposuctions, reducing, increasing, plumping, injecting. Like people are doing these things to make their body become this image of what it means to be beautiful or attractive or listen, it gets messy out here. And we're telling these young girls who are very impressionable, by the way, that this is what you need to have to be beautiful or to be pretty. And it's like, what if you don't have that? Are you not beautiful? Are you not pretty? No, you are beautiful, right? The way God has made you. And like I've said many and many times before, was that beauty does not come in only one shape or size. We are all created differently because we are all unique and we're all beautiful in our own way. We don't need to look like this or look like that. We just need to look like how God has made us. And so I really went on this journey of trying to embrace and fall in love with how God made me. So I went natural that year because I wanted to fall in love with the natural way God has made me. You know, from my natural kinky, nappy hair, whatever you want to call it, all the way down to my curves, to my body, really embracing and loving and accepting all of it for what it is. And so I really just want to encourage other women to also fall in love with themselves from their natural hair to their body size and shape and really learn how to embrace it and to be confident and really just flaunt your flaws and just really be proud of who you are and not have to conform to what society says or buy into this image of what it means to be beautiful because you already know that you are beautiful because this is the way God has made you and I love it because he loves it. And if he loves it, I love it kind of thing. So that's the idea behind Roots to My Curves. And the reason why I call it Roots to My Curves, because again, natural hair roots. So I wanted to make sure I loved everything from my hair, my head, all the way down to my curves, to my toes, right? So I just want to help women fall in love with themselves from their roots to their curves. Everything about them. Just fall in love with all of you because, hey, you need to be in love with all of you. So going on this journey, I will admit, was one of the hardest things because I had to confront a lot of issues and things from my past. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made because as a result, I have become a more confident and assured woman. I know exactly who I am and I love all of me and therefore I'm like, I don't make the same choices I made a few years ago because I now know better. So therefore I do better. So what do I mean when I say you know better, therefore you do better? Well, let's take relationships for example. So before, when I did not love myself, I settled a lot when it came to relationships. I settled for what I like to call lazy love. You know, those guys that only know you at 2 o'clock in the morning, like sis. You know, like as grandma once said, the only thing open at 2 a.m. is a corner store and your legs. Like, whoa, right? So we have those guys that would like, only hit us up when they wanted something because that's as if to say that's all you're worth. Like you're just something that I could enjoy for a night, but nothing more. And a lot of people are okay with that because they feel like he loves me enough to, spend the night with me. And it's like, sis, actually, he should love you enough to put a ring on it. He should love you enough to change your last name. He should love you enough to want a future with you. But sometimes when we don't love ourselves, we feel like we have to settle for those small things, for those guys who loves us just in that moment, and not realize that we deserve better. We need better. We should do better. You don't have to entertain every single guy that passes you by and try to holler. You don't need to entertain that. And I feel like a lot of times we do that is because it's a way to validate us, especially if we're like not confident in how we look or we don't think we're that beautiful. So when a guy does show interest, we're like, oh, okay, and we kind of chase after that. But if you love yourself and if you know just how beautiful you are and if you are in love with your flaws and everything about you, you don't settle for some crazy catcall or some guy on the corner. You wait for God's best and who he has for you. So there's that. So I told you guys this episode was going to get personal, and I really want to be transparent and keep it real with you guys. So let's start with my childhood. I really struggled heavily with low self-esteem. There was a point in my life where I would pray every single night, God, make me beautiful. And I remember waking up in the morning really excited to see, what changes were made, how he made me different. Had this idea that, I should be like this light skinned joint, long hair, don't care. So I would wake up in the morning and run to the mirror. And then I was disappointed because I looked exactly the same. And somebody's like, maybe God didn't hear me. Let me pray louder this time. So I'm like, God, make me beautiful. God, I want to look like this. I want to be a mixture of this, and light skin, and this and that, and body like this. And then again, I wake up in the morning, and I look exactly the same. And so I got frustrated because I'm like, well, God, you're not listening. You don't hear me. Why aren't you answering my prayers? Why aren't you making me beautiful? It would take me a long time to get to the point to realize he did answer your prayers. The reason why he never changed the way you look is because you are beautiful. And so I was like, wow, okay, God, I see what you did there. So I share this story to say, one, that yes, I did struggle with self-love and self-image, but also to show you that as much as we think the outside needs to change, that we need to pluck and reduce and lipo suck and waist, snatch and fleek and highlight and beat. What really needs to change is our perception of ourselves. You can change as much as you want on the outside, but that does not matter if your perception of who you are is all messed up. If you think you're ugly, you're going to continue to think you're ugly even after you make all those changes on the outside. What needs to change is how you view yourself. And that's what God has taught me, that I would only believe I'm beautiful, or I can only be beautiful once I believe I was beautiful. And so I really needed to believe that. I really needed to accept and embrace how he made me and realize there's nothing that's wrong with me. There's nothing that needs to change. I'm beautiful the way I am. And so are you. You are beautiful the way God has created you to be. So you do not need to change anything. You don't need to do any surgeries. You don't need to implant or inject or no, you don't. You're beautiful the way you are. And what needs to change is your idea or your thought or your perception of yourself. You need to understand that you are beautiful the way you are and celebrate it and love it. And that's one lesson that I learned. God's really taught me was to change my perception or idea of what it means to be beautiful and realize that I am beautiful just the way he made me. And I'm very thankful for that lesson. I'm thankful he never changed my prayer because that allows me to then fall in love with my big nose, my nappy hair, my plump lips, and everything else about me, and all those things that I believed were flaws or what was wrong with me, the color of my skin, to really love it, to really love my melanin. I got melanin, right? To really just embrace and to celebrate and to really just be confident in how he made me. So I'm thankful that he actually did answer my prayers, but just not in the way that I thought he should, and that was changing my perception of what it means to be beautiful and realizing that I am beautiful the way I am and exactly how I am. And so are you. Right? You are beautiful just the way he's made you. So let's get, even deeper, I feel like I trust you guys. I'm just going to really just kind of pour it all out there for you. As to another reason, or one of the main reasons why I really struggled with self love, was because during my childhood I was sexually abused. And walking around with that hurt for so long really left a scar on my life. Especially since I never talked about it. I blamed myself for what happened. And as a result, I was very disgusted with myself and I hated everything I saw in the mirror. And I believed that if anyone knew the truth or knew what I've been through, they would hate me just as much, or they would be disgusted and very ashamed of who I was. And I felt like people would look at me differently as a result. And so, therefore, I never told anyone. And I felt like I was unworthy of love. Um, just because, like who could love something that was so disgusting and so hurt and abused, and I felt like I was unlovable. And so I felt like no one else could love me, therefore why should I even bother to love myself? And so I just want to pause right there real quick and say if anyone's ever been sexually abused, or just know that you're not alone, that there are so many people out there who have gone through the same things you've gone through, and to not be afraid to share your story or to reach out for help. Like, you can definitely reach out to me. I'll email me, whatever you need. I can help you through, counsel you through a really tough time, and help you get the help you need. Because it's so important. Because there's no reason for you to walk around with so much hurt and pain from your past, because it really does affect you in the future. And I know for me it did, where I took all this hurt and pain and I put it in a box, what I call my Pandora's box, and buried it under sex and alcohol and boys, mostly because I was trying to run away from it and I did not want to deal with it. There was a box that I was just like, I'm not going to open, because all it is going to destroy me and this image that I was trying to create and portray to the world. And I did not want people to know exactly what has happened to me, because again, I felt like they would be disgusted with me. They were going to look at me differently, and then they would not love me. And so as a result, like I said, I really turned to a lot of alcohol, sex, and boys. Um, Mostly because I was trying to run away from the pain, and I needed a way to numb this pain. And alcohol was a great way to numb and run away, and it also allowed me to escape and become somebody different, where I can just like turn up and just have a great time and just make silly choices and blame it on the alcohol. Um, and then a lot of it was, I turned a lot to sex, mostly because this was way that I was taught through my abuse that this is how people show their affection for one another, is what people who like each other do. And so that's what sex was to me. It was just this act that you did just because, and it felt great. And so I continued to do that, not really understanding the intimacy or how deep sex is and what is shared between two people when you do like interact in such a way. My thought behind sex was very skewed and messed up. And so God really needed to rewrite my idea of sex and how intimate it is, and why I should wait till marriage. And I'll do a video about that, the importance of waiting to marriage and why I'm celibate. So I also wrote a book about this called Broken and Unashamed, just about being abused and really operate out of a place of hurt, and how God really wants to come and heal that brokenness. But it had to take me being in a place of admitting to myself that I've been through this and I need help, and I can no longer run away from it, that I need to confront it and deal with it. And so the book is about allowing God into that really dark place and having Him heal you. And so I will definitely leave the link below for you to check it out and buy it if you want. Highly recommend it, not only because I wrote it, but for those people who have read it and the feedback that I've gotten, that it was really powerful and that it really helped them through their own struggles as well and pain as well. I think it's definitely worth the read, and it's a quick book too, so you should definitely check it out. But no, seriously, when you're in a place of brokenness, you only hurt yourself more if you don't deal with it and you don't try to heal. And sometimes it does take, therapy and really talking it out with other people or some type of support group. Um, Definitely needed God in the midst of my brokenness to heal. I needed to give him all my pain and be like, God, this is bigger than me. I can no longer turn to alcohol and men and sex to deal with this. I needed something that would be lasting, that would be a forever thing, right? I know what I mean by that is because once you sober up from the alcohol, once you sober up from the alcohol, once you that sexual encounter is over, once you break up with that guy, you're still in a place of hurt. You're still in pain, maybe even more so now because now you have all these other things, impacting your life. I needed something that was going to really change me from the inside out. That was really going to get to the root of my problem and really fix it. And that's exactly what God did. He, from the inside out, poured his love out on me, really proved to me who he was and that he was this healer, that he is close to those who are brokenhearted, that he understands my pain, that he's in the midst of it, and he just showered me with love. He really allowed me to enter this space or this time of just being by myself, just me, his word, some encouraging messages and sermons, to really help me heal and to really help me realize who I am, how loved I am, how I'm not my past, I'm not this abuse, that I'm not unworthy of love, that I do have meaning and I have worth and I deserve love. I think I have to repeat myself several times, but I think you get the point. I hope we get the point. But yeah, that was a very, very personal. I know it got real personal with y'all. I know it just got really, a little emotional here. And so I know I just went to a very deep and dark place, but I think it's so important for me to share my story, mostly because I want other women to understand that you are not alone and that you are not this abuse that does not define you, that you are not unworthy of love. And I truly believe that God is using my story, but he's taking something that was meant to really hurt me and break me, something that I was really embarrassed and ashamed about, and he's turning it around and using it for my good, where I can now share my story with others as a way to encourage people and to show that God is real, that he heals, that he loves, and to know that, you can have a great life even after abuse, that things do get better, that you don't have to numb the pain, that you can really heal, that you can really even forgive the person that hurt you and abused you, that it is possible, and to show you what it looks like after, you allow yourself to be healed, that you allow God to put your pieces back together, that you allow God to just love upon you and shower you with love. And so I'm actually now in a position where I'm actually thankful for what happened to me, because it now has allowed me to understand what it really means to be hurt, what it means to be abused, what it means to be broken. And then I can really connect with people who've also gone through similar things, who have similar stories, and then I can be able to reach out and really encourage as well as empower those individuals. And so, like I said, I am available and I'm here to help you with whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're facing. So definitely shoot me an email, definitely reach out, and I would love to pray with you and just connect with you and encourage you as well. Like I said, because you do not need to go through this by yourself. You do not need to live in this constant pain. You don't have to constantly use this as an excuse as to why you can't be a great person or why you can't be confident or why you can't love yourself. So let's lighten the mood again. I know I took you guys to a really deep place, but I really just want to show you the importance of this brand and why I'm doing what I'm doing and my message and my purpose, and it's really just empower and encourage women, to really fall in love with themselves, all of themselves, from their roots to their curves. And so, yeah, I think that's a great place to end. Yeah, I'm so awkward. Um, and so I know I took you guys to a really deep and dark place, but I really just, as I said before, I just wanted to share my story with others as a way to help someone else, even if it just helps one person. Hey, then my job here is done. To really just encourage you, to really empower you, to not only go on this journey of self-love, but to also heal from past hurt. So if you've ever been abused, like I said, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm praying with you, definitely rooting you on. To also know that you don't have to be in this endless cycle of destruction, that you don't need to constantly relive the past. You don't need to feel like you are unworthy because you deserve so much more, and God has so much more planned for you. And what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn it around and use it for your good. And I want you to know that you are not a victim, that you are victorious, that you are stronger than you think, that you are an overcomer, you're a conqueror. You can do anything, and you don't need to hold on to the past. And you can really let go of the abuse and the pain, and you can definitely heal. You can definitely forgive and move on. And I'm a living testimony to that. So that's the reason why I've shared my story, as well as created this brand. I really think it's so empowering for women to fall in love with themselves, because, like I said before, when you know better, you do better. You begin to just become a more confident woman. You make better choices. You don't settle. And so definitely check out the other videos about the importance of self-love and how to become a more confident person, as well as the video on dealing with your insecurities and overcoming them. All right, so until next time, guys, stay encouraged. Oh, wait, before I go, let's just close out in prayer. All right, so God, I just want to thank you for this platform, this ability to share with people my testimony, my story, Lord God, and to really encourage and empower women to love themselves, all of themselves, from their roots to their curves. God, I pray for the people that are watching this video right now, that they will fall in love with themselves more and more each day, Lord God. Lord God, I pray that they will begin to flaunt their flaws proudly, Lord God, that they will embrace all of themselves, Lord God, that they will find confidence in who and how you have made them, Lord God, that they will know and understand that they are beautiful, that you will change their perception and idea of what it means to be beautiful, and that they will realize that they are beautifully and wonderfully and fearfully made, Lord God, that they are fine just the way that they are, Lord God. And God, I pray for those who have ever been abused, be it emotionally, be it verbally, physically, or sexually, oh God. I pray for God for those who have been broken, who are just really ashamed, oh God, of things that have happened to them. I pray, oh God, that you comfort them right now, oh God. Let them know that they are not alone, oh God, this pain has not only happened to them, oh God, that they are not disgusting, they're not unworthy, that they do deserve to be loved. And you love them so much, oh God, that you gave your only son for them. Lord God, I pray, Lord God, that they will view themselves as victorious and not victims, oh God, to understand that they are conquerors and that they are more than the abuse, oh God. I pray that they begin to see the purpose of their pain, that they give all the broken pieces of their lives to you, oh God, and that you begin to heal them right now, oh God, that you begin to give them comfort and you begin to shower their love upon them, that they know that they are wonderfully made, oh God, and that you are here to heal them, that God, that there should nothing to be ashamed about, that God, I pray that they break the cycle of destruction, that they no longer run from the pain, that they no longer turn to drugs or alcohol or sex to heal, oh God, but they seek validation in you, and that they seek their healing in you, and that you begin to do a wonderful work in them, oh God. Pray that they know that you are close to those who are brokenhearted, that you have a special place in your heart for those who've been broken, who've been abused, oh God, that you are right there ready to take them in, and that you're ready to begin a healing process, that you are beginning to, you want to bring the pieces back together, oh God. And I pray, oh God, that people who don't know you, they will begin to know you, that they'll begin to search and look for you, oh God, that they will call out to you, oh God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, so that's the end of today's episode. I'm sorry for getting so personal and deep with you, but again, like I said, I believe that we should be transparent, mostly because people need to hear our stories and know that we've been through things, similar situations, and it's a way to bring them hope and to encourage them and know that things do get better, and the importance of self-love and the reason why, loving all yourself is so important. So make sure you follow me at rootstomycurves for some daily encouragement, as well as at Terry Ann Marie for some passion. All right, guys. So until next time, be encouraged. So beautiful. You are, Terry. You're just gorgeous. You're gorgeous. I love you. All right.